These two young whale sharks are about to begin an amazing journey. Plucked from the Pacific Ocean offshore from Taiwan, they'll fly more than 8,000 miles on board a UPS 747 to the Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta. The docile whale sharks, a pair of females named Alice and Trixie, will join two males UPS moved to Atlanta last year. The move is part of a $1.4 million in-kind donation to the aquarium and a demonstration of UPS's worldwide capabilities. After capturing the sharks from a sea pen, the first step in the journey is a short flight from Weilin to Taipei on board a smaller turboprop transport. As the turboprop taxis in, the UPS 747 is already fueled, pre-flighted, and ready to go.
Focus on this thing is going to be taking good care of our passengers today, which, as you know, are whale sharks. So we're going to try to keep the cabin altitude where the folks need it, keep the temperature where they want it, and do this as smoothly and as quickly as possible.
The whale sharks are riding in specially built transport containers with their own built-in life support systems. The fish are still youngsters, but are already 13 and 15 feet long and weigh 700 to 900 pounds. With the sharks, water, and the weight of the tanks themselves, each pallet being loaded on the 747 weighs close to 25,000 pounds.
1, 2, 3.
The crew has been briefed as well, with a request to keep the cabin altitude as low as possible, about 5,000 feet, and the cabin temperature in the mid-70s, the same as the water in the tanks. The first time UPS moved whale sharks, the trip took a year to plan. Moving fish that big had never been done before. This trip had to come together much more quickly, in just 6 weeks before the typhoon season made it impossible to harvest the sharks from the ocean. The tanks go in smoothly and are locked down on the main deck of the freighter less than an hour after being unloaded from the turboprop. It's a 17-hour trip from Taipei to Atlanta with a refueling stop in Anchorage, Alaska. On board, the whale sharks are tended by 4 aquarium handlers who receive special permission to ride on the 747.
We want to make sure that their pH of the water stays in check, that the temperature stays in check, and the amount of dissolved oxygen in the water is high, and that's so it's easy for them to breathe and it keeps them relaxed. So far, everything's operating nominally and the animals are doing well.
The long flight went smoothly, and after a crew change in Alaska, the 747 arrived in Atlanta at twilight on June 3rd. Bob Crum, the captain on the second leg of the trip, says the crew took care to fly as smoothly as possible.
As we were doing the descent, we asked to start down a little sooner to make a nice shallow descent, to not make things too uncomfortable back there for the whale sharks. So we were able to take all those things into consideration, as if we were having first-class people back there that had the cup of coffee that we didn't want to spill or something like that, you know.
After being unloaded and trucked to the aquarium, Alice and Trixie were carefully lifted from the transport units into the 6.2 million-gallon Ocean Voyager exhibit, the centerpiece of the aquarium. While nobody knows if sharks suffer from jet lag, both of the animals seem to have taken the long trip in stride.
Alice and Trixie are doing very well. We were fortunate enough to have very good water quality and very good travel conditions, and they're both doing quite well. I've already looked in on both of them and very pleased.
Whale sharks are the largest fish on Earth, eventually growing to almost 40 feet in length. Having both males and females will allow the Georgia Aquarium to study breeding habits and how the huge fish live with each other. Shortly after arrival, the whale sharks were already swimming contentedly in their new home, thanks to the care and quick handling by UPS.
The alpha male right there, look at that.
Jim Mayer, AirUPSers.com, Taipei.